My husband had spent a little bit of time in hospital, and we were told, oh well, I was told that he was end of life, which was a huge shock because he'd been poorly and then he got better and then he got poorly and he got better. But I can remember holding his hand. He had a big hand that I used to love to hold. And I was often asked to go and talk to various people about, you know, the outcome and what we would do when he was discharged. And they asked me, did I want John to come home or did I want him to go to hospice? And I said straight away I want to come home. And they also asked John the same, and he said he wanted to come home. He was happy at home and that's where he wanted to be. And he came out of hospital. We'd got everything set up at home. We'd got a hospital bed and there was oxygen and all various things in place. And he came out of hospital on a Friday, quite late, but he was so pleased to be home. And I can remember saying to him, do you know what's happening, John? And then he said, oh yes. And I said, what do you think about it, mate? And he said, not a lot. He said, I'd love a bit more time with you, Sue. And I said, so would I, mate. And he said, I'm worried about the future for you. And I said, oh, don't worry about me, mate, I'll be okay. And I had to notify John's children, my stepchildren, and they came round and spent time with him. We were all there, my daughter was there with the young grandson, and we just kept talking to him and holding his hand, and strangely he loved his feet being rubbed, so he used to rub his feet for him, and he used to communicate with his feet. He used to, you know, talk to us, or he'd put his thumbs up, you know. And then I had a phone call from the Hospice at Home team, and they offered me some help to look after him at night, which was amazingly helpful, and it was just really nice to have that reassurance that he was being looked after at night. But I mean, I could see he was deteriorating, and then they said to me one night, we probably won't be here tomorrow night because I doubt very much if we'll live much longer. And I guess I kind of knew that really. But they said to us, we were always told that to keep talking to him because he could hear all the time. The hearing was the last thing to go. And we used to say how much we loved him, and I used to give some kisses over his chest. I'd tell him all the time how much we loved him and what an honour it was to be married to him. And sadly, on the bank holiday Monday of that August 2016, he 1 minute past 9, he took his last breath, and my God, that was awful, and I just miss him so much. I'd give anything to hold up my hands. Yeah, very sad, and now to this day it's still very, very raw. But coming here to this session, it really, really helps. I'll be lost without coming to this place, and I genuinely need it. So thank you.